Hey, Dan Rutkowski here, back with another Arakni Marionette gameplay review. Today's review is very exciting. We have teammate and good friend Lucas Oswald joining us. He very recently just got second place at the Calling Columbus, so we'll break down his finals here in a sec. But how's it going, Lucas? How'd it feel to almost win with Arakni?
Yeah, it felt great. Obviously, tad bit disappointed that I didn't get to close it out, but super thrilled with the finish. Mario's great. Mario's awesome, and I'm excited to go over why Mario could have been greater.
Nice, yeah. So like every video, if there's a deck list available, I like to go through that first, just so I have all the context and you, the viewer, has all the context of the deck as well. This one's easy because I helped put the base or the core of this list together. Lucas made some like tech choices that I definitely want to dig into for this event. So let's take a look. Equipment's pretty standard. He has the black tech in the sideboard. It's pretty much what all the Arachnids are running right now. So not really going to talk too much to that. Looking at the red cards, it's your standard stuff. We prefer to play 2 CNCs. Don't want to get too deep into like the reasons of everything, but just think the card's good. Disruption's good. It's very strong against Mirror. But we have 2, which means we need a couple more pitch cards to support. My target was 18 pitch cards for every matchup. Looks like Lucas is maybe a little shorter than that. I assume you're playing like 16 minimum. Is that right?
Yeah, around there. There's a few matchups where I'm trimming, particularly matchups where I think I'm a little bit more able to block out of those situations, and the matchups where you play more 3-block cards, fewer 2-block reacts and stuff like that. But yeah, it's around the 16 to 17 mark, depending on the or 17 to 18 mark, depending on the matchup.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Otherwise, we're playing pretty much what everyone else is playing in terms of red cards. We have dagger pumps. We have good attacks. Just checking reds in the sideboard. You went up on D-Reacts. I actually did the same thing. I don't know if you saw, I made those changes before I played 2 Vapor Scenes this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted the coverage against like all the random decks.
Mm-hmm.
Still going to Prism, all that stuff. Yeah, honestly, our reds are super standard. We're only playing 2 Scar Tissue. You're playing 2 Incision. The Incisions really just allow you to kind of overlap. It like enables you to save sideboard slots because it's good into both like dagger focused matchups and matchups where block 3 is important.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy there. Do you want to talk about the traps? How you ended up on these 5? I know you liked Den a little more than I actually got Frailty Trap as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, I expected a meta with a little bit more, I expected a reasonable amount of Warrior, where I like a lot of the traps, but also I'm just a big fan of traps in this deck. Playing this deck recently into a lot of different heroes. I've just been really liking having access to a mark trap in basically every matchup, for the reason of being able to use Under the Trapdoor with a little bit more consistency. And then the inertia traps are just incredibly powerful right now. They're really good against Warrior. They're really good against Earth. They're really good in the Mirror. And so I liked having a little bit more traps. And I think trap flexibility in the sideboard and also being able to board up to 4 or 5 traps in some matchups, like the Mirror, like Warrior, gives you quite an advantage because Under the Trapdoor is so powerful. And so if you have closer to 7 or 8 traps in a lot of these matchups where they overperform, you're able to use that a lot more consistently.
Yeah, makes sense. Otherwise, just making note there's a Death Touch. That's kind of a meaningful card for the way you play the deck sometimes. If it's in, it's like high priority to get that into discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just making mental note of that. And then the only thing that's maybe a little different, you're playing to pick up the point. I'd say we typically see a range of 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing the second just for gravy? Is it just for the extra retrieve? Do you still like having the extra retrieve?
Yeah, so I think the extra retrieve is not super important in most matchups. The big matchups where I think it is important are like Pleiades is the big one, where I knew there would be some amount of Pleiades. And so having the 1 extra retrieve felt good in that matchup. I played it a few times and I did like having the ability to have basically one extra turn where I could flick. I think proactively flicking to be able to set up a Savor Bloodshed is one of the ways that you can win that matchup. And then also, yeah, I think head jabs are some of the best cards in the gravy. And I wanted one more card for that matchup, so I put the pick up the point in the sideboard. And then also, I was playing it into Verdance, which is relevant because I did cut Sigil of Solves for my deck, and I upped the amount of traps a little bit. So we did need a couple more proactive cards, and I prefer pick up the point to something like Mark of the Black Widow in that matchup in general, just being able to convert your cards on offense, and also because they have so much prevention. The Black Widow's worse, and you are punished more often for flicking.
Yeah, it's also like such a value-based matchup that you just like have to flick on every Saver turn.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that makes a lot of sense to me.
Which is also
Cool.
partially why the Exposed is in for those Earth heroes as well.
Yep, yeah, and you're going on blues now, I guess. Your
Mhm.
tech slots are overcrowded for the mirror. Good into other assassins and rangers, and then exposed is really nice. And matchups where you're not typically blocking. It's kind of the same slot as like your schism or authority of Bataya. Good into slower decks.
Yeah.
It's also good in aggro matchups, to be fair. It's just a little riskier.
Mhm.
But main unique things about this build, one mantle, and then our blue base, we have more stealth than you'll maybe typically see. I mean, nothing crazy. Reaper's Call is there to mark on the first turn, or at the end of the game when you lose your dagger, or it's just the blue block 3 that you can mantle.
Yeah, it also serves the purpose I was mentioning earlier into Pleiades or these slower decks where you can mark proactively and then set up a Saber turn.
Yep, guaranteed mark is quite good. One blue stains, kind of nice for the pitch stack. It's kind of common now though. 3 shreds, probably not the norm. I think this was my influence. Shred is really good in a meta where people are playing powerful temper equipment. And the blues kind of suck.
Yep.
Anyway, so might as well make those your shreds because you're just trying to shed two block value equipments.
Yeah, we're also
things like Savage Sash or Barkkin.
Yeah, we're also just in a meta where people are blocking a lot.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like I really want them to be yellow, because a lot of the times you are resolving it for like not on equipment, but we need blues and our blue base is really weak, so might as well use the slots on that. But otherwise, it's pretty standard. I think we can jump to the game. I guess really quick, since people will have seen this list, I'm sure it's posted somewhere. Is there anything you regret playing? Anything you would immediately take out or not recommend people use?
No, I don't think so. I've made some changes to the deck, but it's mostly just like I trimmed the look toughs because I don't think there's as much prism. You can maybe play Amulet of Echoes if you expect more Acilio. Yeah, the stuff like the D reacts maybe you can change if you're not expecting as much like Mario's and Syndra's, which was mostly why I put those in. So, but otherwise, yeah, the deck felt super solid. I really liked the ratios and it ran super smooth all weekend.
Great. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It's a pretty safe list. That's usually like I'll put out some wild stuff during off time and like work on these stealth heavy builds, but when it comes to the tournaments, usually we're playing some type of hybrid list that just plays the good cards.
Yeah, this deck felt
a consistent way.
It felt very consistent. I was not breaking very often at all.
Cool, makes sense. So let's switch over to the final overview of this game. As always, I just like to note that reviewing games of Arakni Marionette is infinitely easier than playing them live in the finals at the end of a very long weekend. So if Lucas makes any mistakes, it's completely understandable. But let's see what happens. Got this on 2x speed. Let me refresh this. But yeah, luckily we have Lucas here, so if anything is hard to interpret or I find particularly strange, we get to tap in and have him explain himself and his actions. But no, hopefully we can learn something. It's cool that you picked up the deck because you're coming in like kind of a fresh perspective on it. So would like to see some different play lines that maybe will teach me something. Switching blue shred, interesting. Wonder if that means we have another react. Or it's only blue. Okay, so establishing that. I assume it's your only blue.
It is.
I also assume we don't swing here.
Yeah, so I did pass priority here.
Oh, I see. Yep, pass. He does that. Now you're like, ooh, value. Oh, do we have a saver? Surely we win the game if we have a saver.
Close.
Interesting.
Not close, but
Detox? Huh. Okay. So we had, what was 5 go again?
Mhm.
Okay, so he chose to go second, right?
Yes, he chose to go second.
Okay. So I forgot. Usually I like to do the brief game plan before we start. Game plan, ideally, you want to go second. In my opinion, I don't think it's close. Because of what you're seeing here, you don't want the Florian to fill their graveyard. And when you go first, you do absolute nothing if you don't attack them. And you typically want to attack them unless you draw the Reaper's Call. But when you take this line, he gives you 2 cards and you have 5 go again. I would probably do this too.
So there's also some critical information here. The last card in my hand is also
last card.
The last card is Inertia Trap.
Okay.
Which makes me a lot more.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm much more okay in this case letting him graveyard fill, or essentially trade graveyard fill for a little bit of value here from me, because half of his decomposed cards, which are half of his punishes, are Cadaverous Tilling, and so if he draws any of those or any Rune Rager, or not Rune Rager, Swarming Gloomveil or something like that, I'm more likely to resolve the Inertia Trap because he has graveyard fill, because of the Tillings in particular.
Got it. I'm trying to think. I actually don't know if I agree with this swing. So, like, I think optimal play on Michael's side, assuming he has these cards, would be you block 3 on the Chelicera, lose the mark,
Yeah.
and then you'd probably just pass with him having a perfect fill. You probably play the attack and hope it's like, sure, he doesn't have 4-3 blocks. But if he has all 3 blocks, your turn's kind of bad. Like, he's at 39 with 4 cards in discard. Like,
yeah, so I
don't know. Did you have like a read that he had 2 blocks or something?
I didn't have a read that he had 2 blocks, but I looked into his soul, and his soul said that he was going to put 2 cards in front of the Chelicera. Because the other thing is, I'm also wrapping an attack reaction here. So if he has 2-3 blocks and he decides to block 3, if I have like a T-Tox or a To The Point or a Scar Tissue or anything like that, then it's a pretty big punish for him. And that's much more likely than something like a Pain in the Backside or a Leave No Witness. I have a lot more dagger pumps. So it felt pretty likely to me that he would basically, regardless of what the 2 cards in his hand were, give me 2 cards on the Chelicera here.
Okay, no, that's interesting because it does put him in a tough spot. Like, I don't know. Anyone watching this who plays against Marionette, like, let them hit you, man, if you're marked on the first turn. Like, I'd rather be hit for 4 probably and lose the mark. But no, to your point, it's tough to say no blocks on a Chelicera for 5 with 2 cards in hand, or to only block 1 card. So yeah, you're probably right. I think at least half the time you'll get 2 cards there. I think that's fair game. I think it's also pretty valid to say you're disadvantaged going first. So they're going to take this line and he's just not going to do something meaningful with this graveyard fill right away.
And
I think it's completely defensible.
I also do think the fact that half of his punishes let the Inertia Trap resolve for value is a pretty big deal. Because they only have 12 cards that decompose, so.
No, agreed. Anticipating getting that value does seem good. I think it's completely reasonable to just pass as well, and like not even do the whole mark shenanigan. Like, you have the card that matters; they can't take it from you.
Yep, I thought about that as well.
There's no like disruption like that.
Yeah, basically,
that's pretty tough.
Yeah, basically in my head, this turn actually went exactly how I imagined it would. When I mapped out the turn, it felt like he would probably give 1 card. And then if he had some sort of Earth Graveyard Fill, he'd go down to 2 cards. I'd expect him to give me 2 cards, and then I'd end up leaking 5. And then if he doesn't have some Earth Graveyard Fill, then he's only giving me 1 card on the Clave. He's only filling 1 card anyway. And then I end with a Chelicera, and he's marked, and I'm pretty happy in that situation too.
Yeah, I'm a fan of hands that let you do 1 card. Here's my Clave. What do you want to do about it?
Yeah.
Are you going to like overcommit because then I'll punish?
Yeah.
If this last card, if this is like a Saber Bloodshed, like, oh my god, I love this.
Yeah.
That's when you push. But yeah, you made your choice. I think it's within single-digit percentage points. I don't know if it's actually optimal. I think there's nothing wrong with that play. Great. Widow's pretty good. It's a little bit awkward because you might give him his first Earth card and banish, but
So here
still
he
probably worthwhile. Yep, his draw's the best possible thing probably. I mean, inertia trap or not inertia, plow under. No, I guess this is just better.
This is worse. Yeah, this is
attack value.
definitely worse for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty significant. Like, at least he only attacked you for 4.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we don't take much damage.
Inertia's a big deal. Yeah, so obviously you just block it. I assume you want your arsenal clear.
Yeah, I believe the
What
card.
else you have?
I believe the card I bottomed here was just like an extra blue or some random 3-block card. I don't recall exactly, but
Okay. Yep, get that in discard. Seems right so far. I don't. Hold on. I need to know what the other card is. Yeah, it looks like your hand sucked. Okay.
Yeah, my hand.
I need to know the last card before I can comment. I don't like pumping this, but if it's all you got, it's all you got. It's another leave now? Codex, right? Okay. Yeah. I remember watching this live and being like, that's weird. And I was like, oh yeah, it's the only way it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was actually cut from the same cloth was the card I put on bottom of my deck. Actually, no. Because I did see it when I drew it up. So if I do anything else, I can't.
This is the only way to play this line.
Exactly.
No, you could ditch your leave now because it's not really that good in this matchup, and you could just go dagger set codex, but that's kind of weird.
One nice thing about this line as well is even though I agree I don't like pumping the Chelicera to 4 with the Black Widow, because I'm throwing the leave no, it basically forces him to have 2D reacts or give me armor here, which I'm pretty happy with.
Yeah, no, I have no notes on that line. Frailty. Oh look, second felling. It's like a gravy opening chum chum.
Yeah.
Tough start. I think it's not a big deal. CNC or Reaver.
Yeah, this
was a nice view of your hand. Exposed. Oh, I would have just block
8.
Block everything here.
Yeah, worth noting I have I believe my
Depends
arsenal
what this is.
stains of the redback.
Oh. And he's going to 4 cards. Let me think about this. What was the
exposed?
What was the other 3 block? Oh, CNC. I see.
CNC, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to attack this turn at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has 1 card in grave, especially.
Yeah, I'd be like, cool fellings. Let me see you do it again with 1 earth card.
Yeah, my thought, I believe, in game was basically that he has no arsenal, so it's pretty likely he's going to be able to convert 4 cards off the top with no trouble. But
yeah, the 4 cards versus 5 makes it like 5 cards. I would be like, no, this is just wrong.
Let's back up though. I do have an interesting decision here. I also want to clarify something for the viewers that are astute. This Stains of the Redback gets played, so it goes up to 9, and then when I go to clean up my turn, I put it on the bottom. Long day, my heart was beating very fast. I think I basically just saw that I had a Chelicera.
It's like in your pitch zone.
Yeah, I put the card over by my pitch zone, and so I guess thought that it was supposed to go on the bottom of my deck. So moved too quickly there. I apologize. But also, I think it's an interesting consideration whether to play it or not here, because he's still marked.
So I watch a lot of Mario games, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but my heuristic is if I can resolve this card by paying 0, I am resolving it. It can get really clunky, despite sometimes also being very good. If you're off Clave, like I would not play it because this is your go against sorcerer next turn, but I play it whenever I can play it. That said, I don't like attacking this turn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little tough because he's on a CMH build, so if he has that punish, it's rough. But you've taken 1 damage so far. I personally would have not attacked and just stayed on the stains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he also, if that's the case, I get an opportunity to potentially use my mask for something like a trapdoor early on. And so he has a lot of draws where I might be able to threaten inertia trapping in that spot, which I think is, if you can use your hat for inertia trap and get value out of it, that's one of the ways you can win this matchup.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so I personally didn't like that. It's not terrible. Like it's a good value play, but now your tunic's gone. He's not marked.
Oh yeah, I end up getting super punished because his hand was just a bunch of blues.
Junk. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of won't always be the hand in that situation.
Of course.
I did remember, and we'll get there. There's a couple spots in this game where I was like, "Ooh, I don't think you should attack there." But it's like the matchup's weird. It's kind of the same as Verdant's, where it's like a series of checks, I call them, or like it's kind of like rolling for initiative or whatever. It's like check, does he have an instant? Check, does he have a D-react? Check, can he convert his hand? And the winner is usually whoever wins more of these checks. So he just did weapon, got it. Yep, just using your cards for the most value. Yeah, so kind of similar from him. You guys are getting like 3.5 value per card. That's why health totals are pretty even, which unfortunately means you're behind because Florian has like 25 health on the board.
Yeah, also
compared to your like 4 or like 8.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, basically the way you want to play this matchup is you resolve your hands when they're high value, and when they're not, you block, because typically Florian can't scale past a 4-card hand block value. This is great. We got the block on our T-Tox turn. He's having double D react on all of our offensive turns, but that's okay.
I played into it a little bit, to be fair. I could have blocked on the last turn. He did go 4 into 7, so I could have blocked with my whole hand and taken no damage, basically. It's pretty likely he's on a D-react. He just blocked 3 blues, set a card, and then his last turn was just pretty basic.
Yeah, but like you had a high value hand, right? Like one of your cards is worth 4, the other's potentially worth 6. You can always arsenal it, and the last one's worth 4. So that's where I think you should be no blocking. But then like the turn where you used your tunic to do technically 1 card, or it was a 1-card 6, but it cost you a tunic and a mark. I would have just not done that, and it gives him the opportunity to block.
Yeah, especially
like here, for example.
Yeah, especially because he had only 1 card in grave at that point. I think it would have been better to block.
Yeah, lots of upside. But you already have health totals where you want them. It's just a matter of now, like, can you stall him until you draw more T-Toxes and good cards, versus does he draw his like CMH offensive turn that converts?
His hero ability is also online at this point, worth noting.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is the turn where you lost the game personally. I think the block 6 makes sense. I would have blocked one of these 2 and set the other like every time.
Yeah.
This play is just like never doing anything against this hero.
Yeah, I made this play basically my thought was he has 3 he hasn't seen a Plow Hunter yet. And this play I think is likely to put me in a position where for what it's worth, I felt pretty behind in this spot. Not incredibly so, but definitely at least marginally behind.
Oh yeah, you're behind. That's why I don't want to attack here.
Yeah, and so
I think you're doing the opposite spin on it, which is interesting.
Yeah,
like he just has 2 blocks or something, right?
I agree. And my thought process was that I have to take a risk of basically trading my flick for his shoes, is what I assume is going to happen a lot of the time here. And then if I'm able to draw a retrieve, then I am able to potentially have a good turn in the future. In retrospect, I 100% agree. I should just slam block 3 cards and set probably the safer, I would think. But unsure. Yeah, I agree. I definitely should just block 3 cards and arsenal card here, I think.
Okay, sorry about that. I had a mic issue. Yeah, I think the issue is that he has all this armor still.
Yeah.
And you do have to take the boots at some point. I do think that part's kind of interesting. I just don't think
I don't think
it matters if you do it with the Kiss of Death or if it's
Yeah.
just next turn when you like maybe have a detox backup and it
Agreed.
might actually do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I completely agree. You're like pretty behind here.
Mhm.
Assuming his hands convert. So I think in this spot you just need to say like, okay, you drew 3D racks or something. Like your hands is not going to convert for more than grasp plus sword.
It feels like I'm probably not going to be able to win this game without arsenaling at some point as well. Probably in the next turn.
Yeah, when you
So the plows are just going to get me.
Yeah, I mean plow is the number one most important thing for the Earth matchups. And I think the hero stick is kind of when you're winning, you play around plow.
Yeah.
Because usually you're sacking like 1 or 2 points of value maybe to not arsenal. So you might as well just convert that and not introduce that risk. But when you're behind, you have to play into plow. And they always have it, but it's what you got to do. Like,
Yeah.
For sure, you should play into plow here, in my opinion.
There's also, I think, some wisdom to if you're gonna have to play into plow at some point. Like I probably need a big 5-card hand to be able to get there at this game. So it maybe makes more sense to just arsenal earlier and then try and have that big turn sooner, so that the plows are less likely to get me. Because here,
Yeah,
like,
he's also
Go ahead.
he's like nearly in kill range if you just set the saber.
Yeah.
And like you draw another kiss plus like 2 detox or something stupid.
Yeah. Agreed.
It did seem like his hand would have converted there. I saw an ace strike.
Yeah, it probably would have been just Arcane Seeds, E-Strike into the thing. But
Yeah, this card's rough to see late.
Yeah.
So much value.
Yeah, I think that we were behind on a lot of the life totals for the actual stream life total. I can't say for sure, but I believe that we had them all right on our sheets as we were doing them. When I was watching this game back for the first time, I noticed there were some discrepancies, but I believe they all get corrected.
Yep. Heavy block out. Those cards suck. 3 value per card is not how you win this matchup.
Yep.
That makes sense. Obviously, he's going to plow under you here.
Yep.
And honestly, if you want to simplify the Earth matchups, this is usually, in my opinion, the only thing that matters. It does the plow under line up when you're forced to arsenal, whether because you're behind or your hand just doesn't play.
Yeah. Interestingly, he just lets me inertia trap him here. He has an E-Strike set, so he could just play the Rune Rager here, but instead decides to set up maybe trying to prevent a future brick.
What happened? I didn't understand that.
His hands Germinate, Rune Rager, Plow under, E-Strike. He can just go Grasp, Rune Rager.
Oh, you're saying he's playing into inertia trap.
Yeah. He gives me an opportunity that he does not have to.
Yeah.
To
okay.
inertia trap him, but don't have it. Had it last turn. So here, yeah, we basically know we're getting faceberged, which is why we took all the damage here to be able to keep the extra card.
Yeah, I think here it makes sense because like even as long as you're above like 6, you should be able to go into like a blocking cycle, where you get one more chance to pivot to kill. Yeah. So taking this turn, if he doesn't have a DVAC there, he goes to like 10. And that's a feasible kill range. You're down to 1 detox now?
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's doable, but that doesn't happen. He again has a DVAC on your offensive turn, so this is one of those matchups where if things line up that way, you're probably not going to win it. What happened here? 2 runes, 6. And what do you do?
Block with
you took the runes?
Yeah, I took the runes.
Oh, no blue.
I had a blue, so I could have blocked the runes and then blocked 5 and taken 1.
Yeah.
So I'm basically taking.
I would do that every time.
1, or I can use the pain in the backside to block 1 here if I want. So I'm either taking 2 in this line.
Oh, 2 runes. I see.
1 in the other line. Yeah. Because I have.
Yeah.
So it's I can keep the pain and throw it, or I can gain 1 extra life, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, obviously throwing the pain's better, but I think your out is his hand's not converting. So I would personally save the 1 life.
Yeah, my thought was, because I'm at 9, actually, I'm at a range where Florian being able to keep 1 extra, like, Go Again or Arcane Seed's Life style card, basically it can often be the difference between me being able to keep a card or not keep a card. And I think actually in this case, that is more likely to be important than the 1 life, because if he has enough damage to threaten me on 9, then I'm going to have, or excuse me, if he has enough damage to threaten me from 9 life, then he is going to have enough cards that convert, such that if he has to block with one of those cards, it actually does matter for him, if that makes sense. Like, if he can deal 12 damage, then he's going to need to keep his whole hand to do so, was essentially my thinking at the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. You're just in a really rough spot. Like, you need like 3 full offensive turns to close.
Yeah.
If he's like being a full and not blocking correct, you need 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like, I think like 2.5 turns behind, sadly.
Yeah.
So I would say that you just need the free value of his cards don't function.
That's fair.
It's pretty minimal though. And in a vacuum, like if health totals are more even or game state's more even, then I like throwing it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like say he's at like 10 or so. Like that playing the pain gives you the space to keep the rest or your next hand. I think that makes perfect sense. But you need your next hand and your next hand, and maybe the hand after that.
Yeah.
So what, felling we just full blocked on?
No, that was not what happened. Yeah, you missed a pretty important turn.
Oh, I see.
Well, I had to random hat flip here.
Yep, we got Tarantula. Yep. Makes sense to not be blocking here. Got some damage through. Nice. He's in T-Tox range. We've done it. We have a chance. Wait, it's actually so like we're actually in a state now where we could, in theory, win the game. Like if his hands don't convert, if he doesn't draw channels and Arcane Seeds, like you can just block out until you get to the T-Tox in Arsenal and then keep like a 4-card hand to close.
Yep, which is what we do here.
Yeah, which like notably if we didn't attack those like 2 or 3 turns we pointed out, and we save the health, we'd have like 4 more health.
For what it's worth, these life totals are wrong.
Okay, what are the health totals?
I think I'm at like. I think they get corrected after this turn. I believe I go to 1 very soon. Might not be this.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see the correct.
I go to 1 here because I remember, because I blocked my hat. So if you want to go back to that turn, it's actually maybe worth considering. I probably could have.
I see.
I could have blocked on that turn. So I'm at 1 here. So I was at 3 going into this turn. Right? Or no, I was at 2.
4.
I was at 2 going into this turn because I had so I went down to 2 to play this hand.
To play this hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the previous turn, yeah. So the previous turn was the important turn.
The previous turn.
The previous turn. The previous back.
Whose turn? His turn or your turn?
His turn.
His turn.
Yeah. So I go. Yeah. Back. Keep going back until you see a Mask of Deceit.
Oh, I see. They played a pain as well. Interesting.
Yeah. So the hand was pain, cut to the point. And saver here. And my arsenal, I believe, is another cut. And at this point, I believe I am at 4. Yes. Yeah. Because I should.
What are you thinking on the hat block?
Yeah. So basically, when I block hat here, you want to pause just so we don't skip the whole turn again.
Sure.
Basically, my hand is. So first of all, I'm at 4, not 7. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
my hand doesn't block very well at all. So I could have, if I wanted to, when he starts the Rune Rager, I could just commit to blocking out and try and stay at 7. I don't have I don't have a T-Tox, but I have Savor, 2 cuts, and basically 2 cards that convert for 3 with the pain and the reaction. So if I Mask of Deceit and flip into basically probably Black Widow and Trapdoor are like the only cards here that actually would be able to maybe put me in a spot where I can win, I think. But I was essentially, in my mind, once I take the Rune Rager and he has the ability to convert the rest of the cards, being able to play the Gloomveil, I'm at 4. I basically am no longer able to keep a 5-card hand. Like, I'll never be able to no block a turn. And so I have to, in my mind, my path to victory is basically flip either Trapdoor for Inertia Trap or Black Widow for value, and then get him really low. And then, yeah, like we were saying, get him into T-Tox range, and then get myself to a point where I can keep probably 2 or 3 cards and be able to close out there. Yeah, I think I just don't have the life buffer to wait anymore, essentially, with this hand. I kind of have to hope he has a bunch of like reds and 2 blocks that don't convert, or he makes a bad blocking decision or something like that.
Okay, you definitely have to push here. I'm just, like, the hat is on average maybe giving you like +1.
Well,
I think it's probably right though, because I think every form but red back is plus here.
Well, I also don't have a choice.
Oh, because your health total.
I could block with a cut or a pain.
Yeah, that's like not interesting at all then.
It's literally just like I'm super cooked, so I block.
I see, and you have to block.
I still have to block with the Saber. Yeah, at this point I'm at 2, so the Tarantula flip was basically, I think, what sealed it. Not that a better flip would have led to a different outcome.
Yeah, no, I see now.
I could have, like I said, maybe tried to block out on the Rune Rager and stay at 7, but it's pretty thin. My hand.
No, this makes sense. This is correct.
Yeah.
And you just need him to brick.
Yeah.
Even then, if you're at 2. Ugh.
Yeah, there's like a chance maybe his.
You keep 4 cards still.
If his hand is aggressive but not actually able to beat my blocks, also there's a chance he like tries to play around T-Tox here and then goes low for some reason, and then I get him in the future.
Oh yeah, in a pinch you always want to threaten the stealth dagger.
Yeah,
I agree. In case he's just like, here's my whole hand.
Or the reverse of, here's none of my hands. Here's like a hand that doesn't actually kill you.
Yep.
And then now I'm at 2, and then we can watch the rest if you want, but it's.
I mean, it's honestly helpless because of this chest.
It's pain. Yeah, it's completely cooked at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, what you want in this spot is you block out, get a power card in arsenal, like that Kiss of Death is perfect.
Yep.
You can't use your tunic here. I mean, you have to, but that means you lose probably.
Yeah.
Ideally, you don't have to do that. And you're already at 1.
Yeah.
You were at 2 though, right?
I was at 2. Yeah. So ideally, you would try and keep the tunic to be able to cover up a rune chant.
Yeah, you're just cooked.
But yeah, it's worth noting. I could also try. I might be so cooked that I'm supposed to block with a Kiss of Death as well, and try and keep the tunic. But because it was at literally 0 counters, like.
No, you 100% keep the Kiss of Death.
Yeah.
I don't think it's close because Kiss plus.
I guess it's like the same as like the tunic anyway.
Yeah. It's just like strictly better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I can see what happens. There's just no way out because you have no armor.
Yeah. We can
on 4 reds. He can even do the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
his floor is.
We can watch the rest if you want, but yeah. He takes 3 cards from my hand for the rest of the game.
Yeah. No, it's cooked.
I give D.
You're gonna attack in. Yeah, usually you come down to these like 3-card hands that like just don't get done. Here you're 100% being like, oh, please respect double T-Tox despite already playing 2.
I think when I did that, my set was Death Touch and my hand was T-Tox. So like there was like a universe where like if he like blocks by a million, I don't
Get
know.
him with
I was basically looking for a position to like see if he blocked with like track his reds and then like I don't know, try and pop boots for death touch and take cards and then
yeah.
I don't know. It's cooked. Yeah, the game's over.
Yep. Yeah, I think unfavorable draw sequence. A little bit. You just had defense reactions on every offensive turn you had. Yeah, it's tough to. It's like weird watching these games because like the Florian didn't really do that much. Like he's just like blocking 2 to 3 cards and playing an attack.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, really, what happened was he was allowed to, right? What
Yeah.
we did put him in a position where he could go felling into tilling, and now my hero ability's on, and then I think his hero ability's on like turn 3 or 4 there. So it was.
Yeah. Were you playing Black Widows? You notably like did not disrupt him ever.
Yeah, I had no Black Widows.
Oh, interesting. I think Black Widow is kind of required for the matchup.
Mhm.
Like unlike Verdant's, like the drawback of him getting Earth Guard kind of sucks, but when Florian has like the crazy turn, they want all the cards like you were saying earlier. So I think it's actually important to disrupt them. I think it's fine without them. Like your hands will be smoother, but yeah. Well played by Michael. Congrats to
Indeed,
the
congratulations.
champ on being a champ yet again. Michaels are broken. Yeah, interesting game. I think the number one thing to take away is that like a lot of the times in these like I guess you need to understand, and this isn't to you, Lucas, this is to the people. I know you know this. You need to understand what the like offensive range is of the hero you're playing against. And Florian's typical range, like I was saying, doesn't usually go above 12. Some of these lists can, especially when he's online with like the Arcane Seed's Life. But knowing that an average hand won't go above 12 and he'll often waste cards means you can exploit that by any turn where he takes damage so that he can present a big turn. You can just block it out. And then slowly reset. Eventually he'll have a small turn that's just like Autumn's Touch for 7 or just use the gloves plus the sword, or you'll get an inertia trap in there and reset that way. That's probably another big thing, Lucas. You never got inertia value, or you never interacted with him.
There were a lot of turns where I could have gotten inertia value. So definitely there were spots where I could have gotten in there. But.
Yeah, I think the number one thing I'd point to was that early turn where I said you shouldn't attack, and you lost mark on him.
Yeah.
And you correctly called out like if you leave the mark, you could mask into trapdoor and inertia him.
Yep.
And have him marked in a big hand.
Yeah, that's.
So I'd probably pinpoint that as like where it went wrong.
Yeah, I didn't love the play when I made it. I think basically in my head, I was at a stage in the game where I was trying to deal some damage to him. He didn't have an arsenal, and I was able to play a pretty clean 2-card 9. But yeah, I think again, macro gameplay wise, I should just reset, set up, not let him graveyard fill. Kind of put him in a position where he has to probably draw a pretty fortunate hand to punish me, which he would not have done. So I agree. That was probably the turn where I lost the game. Or maybe not where I lost the game, but that was probably the biggest mistake.
Yeah, just setting you on like a trajectory where the game was harder and
Yep.
Then more things go wrong and it compounds and all that.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, cool. Any closing thoughts? I think I've said what I'd like to say.
No, thanks everybody for watching. I mean, I had an amazing time playing Mario this weekend. Thank you for Dan for the deck. I definitely have been checking out the Metafy guide quite a bit, so I would recommend that you guys do the same.
Nice, thanks, man, and thanks for playing the deck. It was
clearly
it's tough to be home and not playing. It was really cool to see you do well and cheer you on. All right, thanks all.